Namaste everyone. I've been asked to speak about the miracle of positive thinking. So I'm really glad to see the interest in the power of thought. Please remember, positive thought is equal to positive life. This is the miracle of positive thinking. Just by the thought process, you can change your experience of life. And that is why today, in this talk, we will be discussing the basic principles of positive thinking and how to apply them practically in our lives. You can think your way into health, wealth, great achievement, a great career, relationships, family, all of this, or you can think your way out of all these also. Have you seen this in your own life? Enough positive thought, and you get enough inner energy to achieve whatever you want to achieve. And without this positive thinking, without understanding the value of your thought process, you can also brood over something, go into depressive states of mind, anxieties, fears, and lose all your energy. So there can be no achievement in such a life. So positive thinking is the great miracle. Thought is the master key to a great life. Thought can create a heaven out of hell and can create a hell out of heaven also. It all depends on how you handle your thought process. And this is one thing which actually should be taught to every young person. As children, if we are conditioned and taught these basic principles, you are assured of a great life. No matter what your circumstances, what your surroundings are like, you can always generate the level of positive experience you want in your life just by handling your thought process. Because please remember, what you think will manifest in your life. This is the power of thought. Thought becomes reality. Please see the objects around you. They were thoughts in somebody's mind. Maybe you are sitting in a hall, there are chairs and tables and whatnot around you. Please remember, each of these objects was a thought in somebody's mind which became so intense that it materialized into an object, and today we are using these objects. So everything is the product of thought. And if we do not know how to handle this thought mechanism, we have not learned the fundamentals of life. Let me introduce you to the principles of positive thinking. The first principle is, what you repeatedly think, you will become. If it is about yourself, you will become what you are repeatedly thinking. If it is thinking about something else, that thing will manifest in your life. For example, if I repeatedly keep on thinking, oh, I'm happy, I'm successful, I'm a person who is able to achieve anything in life, that will become my experience. And if I repeatedly think or am conditioned to think negatively about myself, like, oh, why do I feel this fear, this worry is so harrowing? If I have a tendency to think in this wise, then that will be my experience, that will manifest in my life. Just like how objects are manifestations of somebody's thought, whatever you think holds the potency for manifestation in the future. So please remember, this is the power of your thought process. And that is why thought should be deliberate, conscious, guided. This is the miracle of positive thinking. To put it very briefly, there is a mechanism which helps you do this naturally. This is what we call yoga. The ability to become more and more conscious from within so that our thoughts are deliberate. They are conscious effort at achieving whatever you want to achieve in life. They are guarantees to your success in life. Your own thoughts. And if they are not conscious, then some preconditioned idea, some preconditioned emotion can even take you into very negative ways of thinking. So please remember, the first principle is, what you think repeatedly, that you will become. That will manifest in your life. This is the fundamental idea. And you can increase this power of positive thinking through the practice of yoga. When you become deeply conscious from within, you have a perfectly guided, conscious thought process. The second principle of positive thinking is, what you will repeatedly feel, you will experience. You will attract it into your life. Check your life and see if this is true or not. Whatever you repeatedly feel, if they are happy emotions, if they are things that gladden you, your mind will perpetually remain in that state. It will draw those experiences into your life. And if you are perpetually used to negative moods, you are used to some form of bitterness or resentment, anger, hatred in some form, then that will become your experience, a negative experience of life. You will attract negative forces into your life if you perpetually dwell upon them. So this is the second important principle of positive thinking. What you repeatedly feel, you will attract into your experience. You will actually experience it. Even if you don't want to feel it, yet you dwell upon it, there will be this tendency to experience it, bring it into your experience. So dwell only on positivity. Radiate positivity through your well-guided thought process. It's only a matter of practice. You have to practice positive thinking and positive feelings. And the third principle of positive thinking is what you imagine, that you will create. Everything around you was somebody's imagination. This is the power of human imagination, that it is in the mind and it is a complete picture in the mind. Tomorrow it will be a reality in front of you. It will frame your reality and thus your experience of life. So remember, these three faculties, thought, feeling and imagination, have been bestowed upon us to lead a fulfilling great life, to fulfill the purpose of your human birth, and they are not meant to drive you into any form of negativity. But if they are not to a certain extent trained, if you do not practice this miracle of positive thinking consciously, you can suffer a whole lot of depressive, negative habits and a whole lot of, that's why the states of mind which are sad, moods which you are not able to overcome, compulsive thinking and habits, all this can come into our life if we do not understand these principles. It's all about practice. Deliberately practice positive thinking, positive feeling and positive imagination. This is the essence of the miracle of positive thinking. There is a common story which Sri Ramakrishna used to say, which demonstrates these principles, basic principles which we are discussing. This story is about a woodcutter who went to a forest to cut wood. So after he had done his job, he was very tired and he rested under a tree. As he was lying under that tree, he suddenly started imagining, oh, I wish I had something better to lie down upon, because this ground is so hard. And then to his great surprise, a kind of royal couch came up there. And he sat on it very royally and he thought, what is this wonder of wonders? From where did this come? Now I really wish I had some good food because I'm so tired. And an array of princely dishes, very good food appeared before him. And he helped himself. And then he thought, really, what is this happening? I'm just thinking about something and it's happening. And then I wish I had something to drink now. And a whole lot of wonderful, colorful drinks appeared before him, all kinds of wines and fruit juices and everything that he could want. And then he helped himself and he thought, what is this really happening? How is this happening? And then he thought, oh, my legs are aching, my hands are aching. I wish somebody was there to press my hands and feet. And yes, a whole array of maids appeared and did all these services to him. So then he thought, this is something very strange. Whatever I am imagining is happening. Whatever I think is materializing. Now what if a tiger appears here? And a tiger actually appeared. And then he was full of fear and he continuously thought, oh my God, now I'm finished. It's going to eat me up. And the tiger pounced upon it and ate him up. This is the story. Now what is this story trying to tell us? You see, the tree under which he was sitting, he didn't know it was the wish-fulfilling tree of common mythology, what we call the Kalpataru. Because when you sit under that tree, whatever you wish for will actually happen. It will materialize in front of you. So he was sitting under that tree unknowingly. And that's why whatever he thought actually happened. So then Sri Ramakrishna says, this wish-fulfilling tree, this Kalpataru, is nothing but your mind. Whatever you wish, whatever you think repeatedly, that will happen. Whatever you feel repeatedly, that you will experience. And whatever you imagine, you will create. So you may not want to experience the tiger, but if you repeatedly think of the tiger, you will create a tiger. So take charge of your mind. That is the message. The Kalpataru is figurative of our own mind. It is a very powerful instrument given in our hands. You will agree to this, that this system, this body-mind complex, is the most sophisticated instrumentation on the planet, given to us to lead a really fulfilling human life. Now, how we handle this is entirely up to us. If we know the miracle of positive thinking, we will use this thought mechanism to bring into our life whatever we want. And if we do not know these basic principles, life will just happen by chance, by accident, not consciously. And that is why the power of yoga is required in order to effectively handle your thought process. Because the more conscious you become from within, the better you can handle your mind. And the more unconscious you are, the better external experiences will handle you. External objects will handle you.